What makes a film great?
สวยอะอีไม่มาดีที่สุด
Is it the huge budget, mind-blowing special effects, or is it the one with the most powerful
รัก
story?
ผิดคน
More often than not, the films that truly resonate does not even require the hundreds of millions of dollars that have become a norm nowadays. So let me ask again, what makes a film great? And what makes this film great? This movie is about a grandmother and her grandson, we'll call him M, and it's about the tangled web of family dynamics around them. The plot isn't about saving the world or uncovering some massive conspiracy. It's about a family struggling with care, greed, and connection in the face of death. No blockbuster budget here, no space battles, no meticulously choreographed fight scenes. Just human lives in all their messy, imperfect glory. And yet, it hits. Why? Because at its core, it's about something universal. Something we can all relate to. Love, loss, and an imperfect family. Authenticity over spectacle. Big budget films often aim to awe. They show us worlds we've never seen, places we'll never go, but this film focuses on something more intimate. Authenticity. It's scenes like these, playing around with goofy filters, massaging your mom's back, getting food for your grandma. We are transported not to somewhere fictional, but somewhere real. Small-scale films remind us that emotional depth does not need spectacle. It needs honesty. In blockbusters, the stakes are often life and death on a global scale. But here, the stakes are deeply personal. A grandson's love for his grandmother, a family torn apart by greed and guilt. And yet, these small stakes feel just as significant as saving the universe. Why? Because they are rooted in experiences we all share. Caring for loved ones, grappling with life and death of loved ones, and the desire to leave behind something meaningful. Here, the characters are the story. Their motivations, flaws, and growth drive the narrative forward.
งั้นพรุ่งนี้เอ็มมาต้มน้ำให้ใหม่นะ
มึงไปเลยปะ
The grandmother's unfiltered personality, M's internal struggle with morality and, well, money, and the selfishness of her other children, all of these are carefully woven into the tapestry of relationships. We don't need elaborate backstories or a dramatic twist. We just need to feel these characters as real people. And that's what sticks with us long after the credits roll. So why are film budgets nowadays so damn high? Well, it's because a lot of movie studios think that simply spending more money will make a bad film good. But there's a lot more that contributes to a bad film. It's not just a lackluster budget, it's, for example, treating DEI as a checkbox. DEI, for your information, stands for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. It's about promoting fairness and representation of people of all backgrounds. It's a great concept, but with consistently shitty execution. Look, when DEI is done right, it elevates a film, offers fresh perspectives and compelling characters.
Hey, my valet does not walk.
But when studios treat it as a checkbox,
Passport check, camera check, traveler's checks check.
it becomes hollow, like an empty gesture that is more about virtue signaling over actual meaningful representation. Films like Get Out did not need a massive budget to tell its socially charged story. It made us think, not because it shouted its message, but because it wove that message seamlessly into a gripping narrative. Now, a bad example of DEI would be the latest Snow White film. And I mean, you and I both know why it's called Snow White. It's because, well, she is Snow White. And Disney, instead of making actual great stories with people from the black community, they just retold this story with a black face. I mean, how lazy is that? They make movies like this and wonder why they're flopping and then throw more money at it thinking that it will make their movies better, but what they don't realize is that constraints are the catalyst of creativity.
The casting in this movie makes no sense at all. It's clear the bulk of the budget went with just getting A-list celebrities on board. The entire strategy for this film wasn't to make a good movie, it was to just try and sell tickets by having big names attached to it. It's the worst tactic ever.
Take a look at the first Joker movie. How many times have we seen the same superhero journey? The same CGI villain, the same emotional pep talk before the final battle. Now contrast that with Joker. It was made with a modest $55 million. It took an iconic character and flipped the narrative. It wasn't about saving Gotham, it was about exploring the fractured psyche of a man ignored by society. And guess what? It resonated deeply. In fact, I think it's one of the highest grossing film based on a comic book. Now compare that to the new Joker. How the fuck do you say this?
We are looking at how to pronounce this expression. Folie à deux.
Yeah, that. This new one with a bloated $200 million budget. Instead of gritty realism, we're getting musical numbers and over-the-top set pieces. I mean, what? Sometimes lower budgets have a bigger impact. I mean, you can see it with the same movie franchise with the same director. Here's a $55 million movie with this type of reception and a $200 million movie with this type of reception. So, great films. They don't need huge budgets. They don't need VFX that costs a lot of money. They need heart. They need authenticity. They need a story that speaks to the human condition. Sometimes the small gestures hit way harder than blockbuster set pieces. Of course, they both can coexist. I'm looking at you too. But yeah, these small intimate moments remind us of the cinema's true power. To make us feel seen, to challenge our perspective, to bring us closer to the shared experience of being human. So, yeah. That's all I have to say. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.